Assalamu alaikum everyone, myself Husnain Ahmad, and today the topic of our presentation is about sunflower, its floral modification and the production of hybrid seed. As we see here, this is the info of my group. Our group consists of four members, first me and then Bakir, then Mr. Hisham and Mr. Sajid. To start with, let's meet toward my very beautiful and minute friend. Her name is Lara. Lara today introduce us one of his bestie that will be the Emma. This is the Emma. So this is one of my second best friend name as Emma, and today the Emma is going to share about their secrets, about their some face reveals. So let's we start. So this is the house of Emma, and the real name of Emma is Helianthus annus. The scientific name of sunflower is known as the Helianthus annus. The Helianthus consists of almost 70 different species. The most commonly used is Anus. So we will discuss about the Helianthus Anus. So Helianthus Anus require 120 frost-free days. So it is known as it is also called a summer crop because it contain 120 frost-free days. The days that temperature ranges from 8 degree to 35 degree, but the optimum temperature in which it gives the better yield is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. And it is found in Punjab as well as irrigated and rainfed areas. Both are present. So this is a short tutorial about the growth and habit of the Helianthus annus. I mean Emma. So seed is grown and first root primordials emerge and then shoot primordial emerge from the seed. Then it start growing. The temperature ranges from 8 to 35 degrees, but the optimum temperature is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. The best temperature that present in our summer days. So as we move towards, let's discuss about the Emma's floral structures or floral modification. So it has 34 chromosomes and reproduction via cross-pollination. It is a highly cross-pollination crop because its anther and stigmas are exposed to external environment. The percentage of outgrowth or cross-pollination is more than 90%. So it is the purely cross-pollinated crop. And it is a dioecious plant, meaning that the male and female part are separate. So this is the very beautiful pic of Emma that we shows. So let's move toward the external anatomy. This is the external anatomy as we see backside. It consists of hairy pedicule and hairy branches. This is the calyx and corolla, almost wide, stiff hairs, just like the bristles spread all over the body from backside to the lower stem and also in roots. So this is the inflorescence of the Emma or Helianthus annus, the sunflower. It contains corolla, disc floret, then ovary, ray floret, and other parts. There are two types of floret present in the sunflower. One is disc floret and one is ray floret. These floret are fertile and contain the ovary, sperms, and pollen grains, etc., while the ray floret are infertile. The fertility emerge from the center and then spread towards the end. The central part is the most fertile part of the flower, and the edge and the peripheral part are the less fertile because of ray floret. So this is the inflorescence. Let's move toward the this part that is known as ray floret. Let's see its anatomy. So this is the ray flower. It consists of corolla, sepals, and bracteates. No reproductive structure, no stigma, and no pollen grains are present in ray floret. But these are present on the sunflower. So now we discuss about the disc floret. This flower consists of stigma. Stigma is the dibranch or bifid stigma with a sticky matter that attract the pollinators, just like the honeybees and some wasps and other insects that feed on them. And it also provides the sugary nectar. Then dibranch stigma is further elongated into style, and in the lower portion there are anthers are present, and then corolla and sepals. So this is the real peak of the diaphragm and discolored and ray florets. As we see the clear difference in ray florets, only petals are present, while in disc floret, the gynoecium and erotium part are also present. Both are present in single floret. So this is the disc floret, and this is the actual picture of a disc floret. First of all, a dibranch. The two loops are present as we seen in this picture. These are the bifid dibranch stigma. It contains the sticky matter, a nectar, sugary material that attract the pollinators, and then pollinators comes here. And then, as we see in the base, there are five anthers. These anthers mature and produce pollen grains. The pollen grains emerge and these start. These stick from the pollinators, and when these pollinators move towards the next plant, the cross pollination occurs. Then there is the style, and the base of that are white color of represent the product.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Muhammad Safir and my AD number is 2020 Today my topic for presentation is about hybrid seed production in sunflower. First of all, I tell you about hybrid seed, then I will tell you about hybrid seed production in sunflower in short note, some breeding methods, and then it's all hybrid seed. In agriculture and gardening, hybrid seed is produced by cross-pollinated plants. Hybrid seed production is predominant in modern agriculture and home gardening. It is the one of the main contributors to the dramatic rise in agriculture output during the last half of the 20th century. This is some detail about hybrid seed. Now I will discuss about hybrid seed production in sunflower. Hybrid sunflower seed production involves planting male fertile parental line. Male fertile parental line means pollen producing males, and male sterile parental lines which produce no pollen in separate rows within a field. Cross pollination between the two lines produce a hybrid seed that contains the best trait of each parent. Males generally have multiple flowers per plant compared with female plants with a single composite flower. Honeybees are relied on to move pollen from the male to female lines. Some breeding methods are mentioned there, in which I will tell you about mass selection, hybridization, breeding, seed dormancy, and isolation requirement. First method I will describe you mass selection. In this method, phenotypically spreaded plants are selected, harvested from a population, and their seeds are mixed to continue new variety modern. Useful for characters which are highly heritable, in which are plant height, disease resistance. Mass selection utilizes additive genetic variants by accumulating genes for a particular character of interest. Use of mass selection to increase oil content of seed that is used in sunflower, but few critical studies have been conducted to evaluate its effectiveness. Next step is hybridization. Helanthus anomalus is of particular interest to biologists because it is a natural hybrid due to which biologists studied on this type of sunflower. Many of the species originated in nature from a hybridization of two other sunflowers, which are parental sunflower, which names are Helanthus anus and Helanthus petioles, are found in dramatically different environments. Currently, there is increased emphasis in development of sunflower hybrid, which are released in India in 1980. For production of hybrid seed, cytoplasmic genetic male sterile lines are available in isolated filed hybrid seed production programs which are taken are that BHS1, in which is CMS 234 and RHA 274 are mentioned. Next method for breeding is heterosis breeding, development of inbred lines and crossing them to harness heterosis was first done as early in 1920 in Russia by Russian biologists. During 1970, cytoplasmic genetic male sterility was identified in wild types and absolute cultivars. Now, this system is being extensively used for production of hybrids, which are PSH1 and APSH11. Seed dormancy normally freshly harvested sunflower seeds have a dormancy period of 45 to 50 days. Approximately, these seeds will be ready for sowing after expiry of dormancy period. Although not feasible on commercial scale, these are not feasible on commercial scale. The problem can be overcome by treating the seed with ethereal solution, which we take 25 ppm, equivalent to 40% by volume of seeds. Seeds can be soaked for a period of 6 hours and then dried in shade before sowing or can be sown directly. Last method for breeding method is isolation requirements. We also know that sunflower is highly cross-pollinated crop, hence maintenance of prescribed isolation from other sunflower varieties, hybrids for avoiding any possible contamination is one of the most important and basic requirement for any sound seed production program. Ensure a minimum isolation distance can be 1.5 kilometer in case of breeder and foundation seed production and 1.2 kilometer in case of certified seed production plots. This isolation distance suggested for breeder, foundation, and certified seed production plots are much higher than those currently prescribed under seed certification, which is equal to 600 mgs. This is all from my side.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Sajid and my registration number is 2020 AG 2750. Today I will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the hybrid seed production in sunflower. First, we can discuss the main differences between the seeds and the hybrid seed. First, we discuss the seeds. The fertilized, ripened ovule of a flowering plant containing an embryo and capable normally of germination to produce a new plant broadly. A propagative plant structure such as spore or small dry fruit. Now, hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds are created by natural crossbreeding of varieties. It is not genetically engineered seed. Creating hybrid is very popular for flowers and vegetables, most notably roses, tomatoes, and sweet corn are frequently crossbred to create hybrid varieties. Now I will discuss the advantages of hybrid seed production. Hybrids have high yield potential and are responsible to higher inputs. They are superior in their seed filling ability and are comparatively more self-fertile. They are more tolerant to disease and pests. They have higher drought tolerance. The production and availability of quality seed assumes tremendous importance for releasing higher sunflower yields on a commercial scale. They are easier and faster to grow. They adapt better to stress and they produce plant with large fruit and higher yield, disease resistance, and longer shelf life than heirlooms. Now I will discuss the disadvantages. Hybrid seeds have disadvantages. They are more expensive, less nutritious, and less tasty than heirlooms. And saving hybrid seeds is usually not practical. Now I will discuss the yield of hybrid seeds of sunflower. Sunflower seeds with the hulls have about 25.5% oil. The average yield of sunflower seeds is 1,560 kilograms per hectare, and in terms of soil, this amounts to 216 of vegetable oil produced per hectare. Ji, thank you.